And welcome everybody to the West Gym atop Burnaby Mountain. Howard Samuri here, the rest of the Clan TV crew. It's GNAC men's basketball Saturday night here from Simon Fraser University. The Clan looking to salvage a split in this homestand as they get set to face the Seattle Pacific Falcons. The men in red now coming onto the floor here at the West Gym. Simon Fraser looking to bounce back from a tough start and an eventual loss to nationally ranked St. Martin's on Thursday. And they get a tough foe today in the Seattle Pacific Falcons, who came through with a victory in Bellingham on Thursday over the Western Washington Vikings. Good evening, everybody. I'm Howard Samura from varsityletters.ca, and as the Clan get back to business here on the at the West Gym floor, certainly from the Clan supporters, the hope that this team can start fast, because that was their undoing on Thursday. The visiting St. Martin Saints getting off to that 19-0 start to this game, and the final margin in that game virtually mirroring the deficit that Simon Fraser got off to in that contest. So the hope here is that the Clan will bring that focus to the opening tip and be able to maintain it throughout against a tough Seattle Pacific team, but a team that they've had success with in past seasons here at the West Gym. So all the ingredients in place for a great game. We'll take a look first, though, at that slow start in the first half that proved costly as the Clan fell 96-76 to the number 21 ranked St. Martin's Saints. SFU turned the ball over 6 times in the opening 5 minutes, while also missing a couple of jumpers, allowing the Saints to grab, as we mentioned, that 19-0 lead. SFU came up with competitive stretches from that point forward, but the deficit ended up being insurmountable. St. Martin shot 52% from the field, and including an impressive 44% from beyond the arc, compared to numbers of 48 and 29% from the field and from distance by the Clan. Simon Fraser Jr., Othniel Spence leading the way, 17 points and a block and a steal, while point guard Michael Provenzano, 14 points on 4-6 shooting at 4 assists. The big man Julian Roche in the middle, Wilfred Bellata, the power guard, as well, 13 points. The duo having 4 and 5 rebounds, respectively. The loss snapping the Clan's 3-game win streak. Simon Fraser still 7-4 and overall on the season. A victory over Seattle Pacific, if that happens here tonight, will even the Clan's record at 2-2 in the Great Northwest Athletic Conference. The Falcons, in the meantime, were in Bellingham. They handed Western Washington an 86-72 loss. So an impressive job by the Falcons to head into Bellingham, into Carver Gym, and get that victory over the host Vikings, who are a tough team to beat at home for sure. So a big win there, really boosting the confidence of this Seattle Pacific team as they continue with the shoot-around right in front of our broadcast location here at the West Gym. We can let you know earlier today in very, very chilly Fairbanks, Alaska, Simon Fraser women were able to even their record at 2-2. They shot an ice-cold 4 for 29 from beyond the arc, but still were lights out from the free throw line, 10 of their last 11 from the charity stripe, to pull away from the host Nanooks and claim a 59-46 win. And of course, that means the Clan, when they return this Thursday to begin a 2-game homestand here against Western Oregon, will also be sporting, will be sporting a 2-2 record. Talking about the Falcons in Bellingham on Thursday, that 86-72 loss. Sophomore Harry Cavell totaling 15 of a season-high 18 points in the first half to help Seattle Pacific build an early lead en route to the victory. 12 of his points came on 3-pointers as he went 4 for 9 from distance. With the win, Seattle Pacific now 5-3 on the season, 2-1 in conference action. And Simon Fraser and Seattle Pacific, they split their meetings last season, with the Falcons winning at home 98-93 and the Clan edging the visitors 81-80 at home in the West Gym. So get the idea there how close those games were. A two-possession victory for Seattle Pacific and a 1-point win for Simon Fraser right here in the West Gym last season. So going to be an interesting one. It will be hotly contested. And Seattle Pacific really liking the start they got off to against Western Washington. And they liked it as much as St. Martin's liked their start, 19-0 against Simon Fraser on Thursday. So the Clans clear goal here to set the tempo early and really get what they can against what we are hearing is an incredibly disciplined group from Seattle Pacific this season. Seattle Pacific, of course, coached by Grant Leap in his third year, his 10th overall as a head coach. Keegan Bone, Matt Borton, Joyce Parker, Michael Bellison, the assistants. And we know about the starters, so we can throw some names out at you right now, including the 5 guys that will be taken on the floor to start this game. Coleman Wooten, he's a 6'5", 230-pound senior forward out of Maple Valley, Washington, and Tahoma High School. He will be a starter, as well as we mentioned Harry Cavell, the 6'6" sophomore guard out of Kaiser, Oregon. Nikhil Lazat, as well, is a 5'9" senior guard out of Yakima, Washington, and a transfer from Humboldt State. And the man in the middle, Nathan Strufert, 6'8", 230-pound senior out of Richland, Washington, Richland High School. And Trey Miller, a 6'7" junior forward out of Woodinville, Washington, Inglemoor, and North Dakota State, the school known for its tremendous football program at the FCS level. So that is the starting group for head coach Grant Leap's Seattle Pacific Falcons. Looking at some of the numbers for the Falcons as we get down to about 90 seconds before the start of the anthem. We mentioned Nikhil Lazat. He is averaging 12.9 points per game. That's second on the team to Gavin Long, who averages 14.8. Coleman Wooten as well, a double-digit score at 11 a game. And Harry Cavell at 10.8. Nathan Strufert at 9.9. They basically have 6 double-figure scores. It's a balanced team, super disciplined, and it's going to take everything Simon Fraser's got to try and even their record here in the Great Northwest Athletic Conference. The officials coming by our broadcast location today. Good to see the officials again as they converge here atop Burnaby Mountain. Bit of a chill in the air, blustery, a little bit rainy, wet, cold, and dark outside, but nice and bright and warm here at Simon Fraser University's West Gym as we get set for the start of this one. We'll get to those Simon Fraser starters as well. We're going to take a short break in about a half a minute here for the playing of the 2 national anthems, and we will join you immediately after those anthems as we get set to meet the 2 teams here tonight. A shout out as well, as always, to our producer, Gabriel Lynn, getting us on the air and making Clan TV one of the top productions within NCAA Division II basketball. We're so proud to be coming to you from Burnaby Mountain. And we will join you in mere moments after the playing of the 2 national anthems. Howard Samura back with more from the West Gym in just a moment.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's game between the Seattle Pacific University Falcons and your Simon Fraser University class. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, you guys need to sides and please remove all gaps from the playing of the American and Canadian national anthems. And now.
And welcome everybody back to the West Gym here. The playing of the two national anthems sets us up for the introduction of the starting lineups here, and we'll start off with the Seattle Pacific Falcons. Harry Cavill being introduced, the 6'6" sophomore. Coleman Wooten as well. So Gavin Long is there, number 30 as well, Nathan Struford. Gavin Long. Simon Fraser University clan now to get their introduction. It'll be the same group that came onto the floor for the team's GNAC home opener on Thursday that lost to St. Martin's. Othniel Spence came into that game leading this team in scoring, averaging just a shade over 16 points a game. He dropped 17 on St. Martin's and gets the call again, wearing 0. Needs to have a big one here again tonight for Simon Fraser University. Wilfred Bellotta, the power guard. I don't know what else you can call him. He's got the ability to play almost anywhere on the floor with that frame. Graham Miller out of Coquitlam's, Dr. Charles Best secondary, manning that 4 spot for Simon Fraser, bringing some great length to the front court, getting the introduction. Michael Provenzano, the Lake Superior State transfer and the London, Ontario native. Then Julian Roche, the big man, standing at 6'11", out of St. John, New Brunswick, Proctor Academy, and Santa Clara University. And the moments that Simon Fraser was able to feature Julian Roche go to the basket against St. Martin's, he proved, as he has to just about everybody he's faced since he's gotten here, that he's going to score the basketball. So here they come, the Simon Fraser clan, itching to get the victory and even their record at 2-2 on the season. Meanwhile, Seattle Pacific, that was a big victory Thursday. They came through with the 86-72 win, outscoring Western Washington 45-36 in that opening half of play. And the opening tip now, that's going to be Nathan Struford jumping against Julian Roche for the clan. And very quickly, right off the opening tip, Seattle's Coleman Wooten with the possession of the basketball. Nazil Lazat wearing number 10 also out there. Number 33 is this team's scoring leader, Gavin Long. Struford with the basketball. Roche guarding him one-on-one underneath the basket, and a great job there. Roche, great body positioning, simply takes the ball away from Struford to get the clan right back down the floor. Wherever you might be joining us today on Clan TV, especially in the greater Seattle area, hope you enjoy our broadcast. Howard Sumura here with the play-by-play, as well to our Clan Nation up here in Burnaby Mountain and all over North America. Beautiful turnaround shot by Julian Roche, and he gets the clan on the scoreboard. That smooth turnaround shot from the Santa Clara transfer, and it's a 2-0 lead for Simon Fraser. Lazat now driving on Spence. Miller comes to double. Quickly they get the ball to Wooten, and a jumper for 3, and it's going to fall. Big clutch shot there by Harry Cavell, the Kaiser, Oregon native, knocking it down. And I apologize, in the pregame we had been told Trey Miller was in the starting group, and of course Gavin Long, the team scoring leader, is going to be there. Little jump hook there from the clan, doesn't fall. Fast-paced attack down the floor for Seattle Pacific. Lazat, the 3-ball. Provenzano right in his face. And Nikhil Lazat just knocks it down. The senior out of Yakima, Washington, as we mentioned, the transfer out of Humboldt State, knocks down a big shot there. 2 triples in the early going. It's a 6-2 lead for Seattle Pacific. Bellotta powering his way to the basket, gets an offensive board, powers through, can't get a call underneath. How many offensive boards are the clan going to get? They cannot get the call underneath. Both Miller and Bellotta working hard. And we'll see if that karma can't transfer next time down the court. Seattle Pacific now, long, little runner. He's going to get that to fall, and creatively, Seattle Pacific finding ways to score the basketball here in the early going. 8-2. Their productivity showing on their last 3 trips down the floor. Provenzano weaving, fading, a tough shot. Is he going to get the roll? He is. I talked about that basketball karma. There it is for Michael Provenzano. He's going to make it 8-4. Bangani Moyo actually is already at the minor officials table set to check in. And he's an energy guy for this Clan team. And we'll see how that's going to work in terms of the sub pattern here for head coach Steve Hansen. So Moyo, number 13, sets to come in for Balata. And Wilfred Balata did a great job there underneath the basket, but he will sub out of the game early, and Moyo, number 13, steps into the fray here for the Clan. He's got the ball right now. Coming off that Rose screen, Provenzano the best. Oh, and he can't, Miller rather, and he can't knock down the triple there. Coleman Wooten, number 2. Lazat thought about a 3. Provenzano right in his grill and gets the steal. Mike heading down the floor, wants the layup, and he's going to get it. Michael Provenzano, the steal and the lay-in after making a tough shot in the lane the last time down the floor. 8-6 to score. The Clan creep to within a pair. Here's Lazat. Back to Strufert. Puts it on the floor with Roche guarding him, and he's going to travel. So the Clan making some things work as we take a look at this replay on Clan TV. The great hands defensively as Provenzano gets the steal right down the floor for the layup. And the entire Clan bench rising there to applaud the efforts of Michael Provenzano. Spence back on top now. Provenzano again. Roche demanding the basketball on the wing in the paint. The turnaround, fading move, and he can't go. He will. Feeling it early. The soft hands of Julian Roche on the baseline ties the game at 8. A nice run here by the Clan. They have dug in deep and tied this basketball game in the early going. Here's Nikhil Lazat. Cavell's drive to the basket. The whistle blows, a timeout called. We'll keep it right here. And the foul being called prior to the timeout on Othniel Spence of the Clan. It's his first team foul as well. And as we look at the Clan TV monitor, nice job by Julian Roche. He demands the basketball. Coleman Wooten is outmatched there, and look at that nice roll. He gets the friendly cradle of the rim here at the West Gym. And Julian Roche being rewarded for some nice play there. So a great job by the Clan to get back into action here. And tying the score at 8. So a nice job there by Simon Fraser, and this game all knotted up. We'll take a look at some of the early numbers. Clan 4 of 10. I mean, that is, you look at how much time has gone by. They put up a lot of shots, and that's going to come off of that flurry where they were getting offensive rebounds. 1 by Balata, 2 by Graham Miller, unable to come up with any points, but they came back strong from that point forward and were able to do a very good job. So Simon Fraser shooting 4 of 10 from the field, 4 points for Roche and 2 apiece for Balata and Provenzano, which I think is in error actually, because Provenzano actually has 4 points in this game. He hit a tough fading shot. Boy, that's interesting. Okay, and on the other side of the ledger, 3 points apiece for Lazat and Cavell off those opening triples, and a deuce from Gavin Long, and that accounts for the scoring here in this basketball game. Back to live action here at the West Gym. And they are going to find Wooten wide open for a layup. And coming out of the timeout, Seattle Pacific making it count. Provenzano. Spence finding a Roche, turnaround effort again, and Julian Roche makes it count. He's 3 for 3 from the floor. The big man has 6 points in this game early. What a job he's doing for the Simon Fraser Clan. finding himself able to hit turnaround shots early. And it's a huge difference from falling down 19-0 like the Clan did Thursday against St. Martin's. Number 13 is Devontae Moffett, newly checked into the game. Here's Wooten. Coleman missing on the 3-ball quickly, the outlet, and the tempo pushed here by the Clan. Provenzano elbow jumper just shy off the front of the iron. Wooten is going to lead it rumbling down the floor. He's a train coming the full 94 for the lay-in. Othniel Spence wasn't going to get in front of that train. 12-10 the score for the Falcons. Spence now on the wing, working off the Roche screen, elbow jumper. Bingo! Othniel Spence with a beautiful jump shot there. And look at what Julian Roche is doing, setting the high screens and demanding the ball in the block. He's doing it all here for the Clan, and Spence using his big man well there for the jump shot. Moffett cut inside and a turnaround shot by Long. Oh, he's still got it. He's pivoting for his life down there. Kicks it back out. Shot clock down to 8 here for Moffett. Moffett still with the handle, goes off the window and is going to get an N1 opportunity, a slashing move to the basket. And the foul's going to get called against Graham Miller. A couple subs into the game here for Seattle Pacific. Number 1 is Sharif Khan. And number 30 is Nathan Strufert back into the game. Simon Fraser will bring in number 22, Jasdeep Singh. So the Clan with a nice big lineup here right now. Singh in, the Delta secondary product of the Northwest College. He's got the ball. Ew, and he's stripped away, and a nice move there. You credit Sam Simpson, number 3, I believe that was. And Simpson's got the ball now back up top to Khan for 3. Sharif off the back iron, still can't get it to go. Underneath. Oh, and Roche comes in hard, wasn't going to give up anything easy. And Julian Roche being called for the foul there, willing to use one of his 5 to prevent the easy basket underneath. Jordan Muir-Keung, number 5, now set to come into the game for Simon Fraser. He is a senior out of Seattle, Washington, Bellevue Community College. Shorewood High School for Provenzano, who takes his first breather of the game. Strufert. Second free throw from the line is good. 15-12 still, a 1-possession lead here for the Falcons. Simon Fraser needs that discipline against this equally disciplined Seattle Pacific team. Here's Bongani Moyo, wanted to skip it, is going to turn it over. And here comes Seattle Pacific. Moffett, oh, what a great pass to a streaking Nathan Strufert, but he can't finish it. Simon Fraser will take that as a sign and try and get those points back to potentially tie the game here with a 3. We're 7 minutes in here from the West Gym. Thanks for joining us on Clan TV. 13 on the shot clock now. Roche at the high post. Spence, Othniel rising for 3, goes in and out, oh, tipped underneath, offensive rebound, lays it in, can't get it to go. Julian Roche, though, putting in some great work ethic underneath the basket. Spence measures the 3, goes off the front of the iron. So no karma there for Simon Fraser. Having a number of good looks at the basket. Drew Bryson, number 24, will check in at the next stoppage. And Bongani Moyo comes down hard. He lays on the lumber underneath. That's going to be the 4th team foul. Simon Fraser ready to play it physical underneath, not giving up anything easy, but this Seattle Pacific team will take their opportunities. They are a 74.5% free throw shooting team on the season. Nice roll there. Nathan Strufert shooting 46 or 47% from the stripe. He's 7 of 15 on the year, so a guy who has had his share of misses, but makes that first one very nicely. Swishes the second, so a great job there for Strufert, the 6'8 senior out of Richland, Washington. Simon Fraser playing with only one starter on the floor right now, and that is the big man Roche. Seeing the handoff to Mir Kyung, gets it right back. The big man puts it on the floor. There's some girth to this Seattle Pacific group. When they come at you guard-wise, they're tough to move. That's a tough shot. And Julian Roche in full command of the powers right now. Julian Roche is making shots from everywhere on the floor right now. He's going to get an N1 opportunity. Clan need to support him. Big man feeling it tonight. And just feathers home the free throw, makes it a 2-point game. Julian Roche, what a terrific job the big man is doing here. 17-15, Falcons with the ball and the lead. 12 minutes left in the opening half. Devontae Moffett, Spanaway, Washington native to Sharif Khan. Now back to Gavin Long. Shot clock's down to 7. Can the Clan get the job done here? They're doing a terrific job defensively, but what a dish underneath. I tell you this, Devontae Moffett is killing Simon Fraser. Not only did he beat the shot clock with a drive for a lay, and this time he dishes for the sweet layup right at the shot clock. 19-15 Seattle Pacific. Moffett coming off the bench and doing some great things, number 13. Right now face guarding Mir Kyung. Fading jumper is going to go, and a great job for the Clan. And you got to love the touch that Jazz Singh has shooting that basketball. 19-15, a great find as a transfer for the Simon Fraser Clan this season. Jumper for 3, bingo. Sam Simpson is a 6'8" senior out of Boise, Idaho. And he knocks it down, 22-18 the score. 4-point lead here. Bryson, back to Singh, finding Mir Kyung. Jordan driving and is going to get rejected as he tries to finesse home a shot on the baseline. Rumblin. Wooten is he's gonna make it count. That kid is so elusive. You don't want to call him a kid, he's a man. He is a bundle to try and Wooten, once he gets going, 6'5", 230, looks heavier than that. He's a tank. And if he's playing undersized at any point in the matchup, really uses that low center of gravity, that strength to make a lot of things work for him. The Clan dance team right now entertaining the crowd. Should let you know that Simon Fraser's next game on the home court is going to be this coming Thursday when the Simon Fraser Clan women return from the cold of Alaska. And we're not kidding when we say cold, minus 38 degrees for the Clan today in Alaska. And so they will be here to play when Western Oregon comes on Thursday. That's going to be a 7 p.m. tip here at the West Gym. So the next action will be Simon Fraser women's basketball. They begin a 2-game homestand. The men hit the road. And that's what we're going to be doing next time we're here in the West Gym. Simon Fraser trailing 24-17. That's a 7-point deficit. And here they come back out on the floor. We mentioned as we mentioned, the Clan TV cameras catching Julian Roche. Certainly hope the big man is okay. He's getting seen to right now, and it is that right shoe that is off, and they're taking a look. Whether they're just going to tape him up tighter or what they're going to do, but Julian Roche right now being seen to, needing some extra attention here as Wooten gets to the free throw line. Bryson now with the basketball, approaching the midway mark of this opening half. Singh is going to get called for the travel, a tough break there as he tries to wheel and pivot in the paint. So Simon Fraser trying to build some momentum, having a tough time here. And Seattle Pacific just keeps on coming. finding a lane to the basket. Going right there is Gavin Long for the layup. So the largest lead of the game is now at 10 points for Simon Fraser. On the floor right now for the Clan as well, subbing into the game, Michael Hannon wearing number 3. We see Provenzano set the check in soon. Bryson sheds a check and drops a jump shot there. Drew Bryson, a nice job. The Clan needed those points to stop the bleeding. Seattle Pacific can't get that quick hitter to go as they stop Gavin Long coming down the floor. So Provenzano back on the floor. Mirik Young will take a seat. Hannon, number 3, Con guarding him. Miller the give to Provenzano. Simon Fraser needs to establish some offensive identity here. They thought they had a jumper there with Bryson. He comes up just shy, and pushing it down the floor now is Lizotte. Provenzano jumps in the way. A huge play defensively. He will draw the charge. And rightly so, the entire Clan team rising to its feet. They're thrilled with that effort. And Michael Provenzano checks into the game, and Cole stands in and takes the hit to create the turnover, and that's how you reverse momentum in basketball games. Provenzano showing his leadership there. A big play for number 20. Here's Hannon with the basketball now in the half court. Thought about the reversal instead to Miller rather. Graham Miller for 3. Side iron out and into the hands of Long. Ooh, tough break there. Miller just got back onto the floor. Wrong place, wrong time as he tried to impede the progress. And he'll get called for the foul. So that will be his second of the game. Lizotte gets the ball back. Balata doing his best there, so is Hannon. They find a man though, and they play it off the window. They can't get it to go as Cavell unable to score it. Provenzano, no look. Miller for 3, just off the mark. Finished by Bryson, and Drew Bryson showing great energy since coming off the bench. That's 4 points off the bench for number 24. The redshirt freshman doing a terrific job getting shot opportunities here, though. Trying to defend is going to get called for the foul as they get the isolation down low on Gavin Long. Gavin Long coming into this game is the leading scorer on this team. Take a look at our Clan TV replay. And a great job there from Bryson as he works hard on the offensive glass. Gavin Long comes into this game leading all Seattle Pacific scorers with 14.8 points per game. Having a terrific start to his season in his 8 starts. Shooting 56.4% from the field, 47% from beyond the arc, and shooting 75% from the free throw line. So a great start here for Long to his season with Seattle Pacific. Short break here as the teams chat things over. Simon Fraser hanging in, and when you think of what they had to endure on Thursday, the loss ended up being a 20-point setback to St. Martin's, but I'll tell you, not all basketball games are created equal, and if you joined us on Clan TV on Thursday, you saw that. They built a 19-0 lead, but St. Martin's really couldn't relax because Simon Fraser came back. They came back to almost within single digits, but were a constant threat to put a run together, so much so that St. Martin's could not take their starters off the floor. They played right to the very end of the game. And if there was any kind of a silver lining to the game on Thursday, it was that. Simon Fraser really had themselves to blame for that early canyon of a deficit at 19-0. You can't get into a 19-0 hole against a team like St. Martin's, nationally ranked, and expect to gain any traction. So today's start, a much better start, but they still haven't been able to get a long run established here against visiting Seattle Pacific. Both makes there for Long. That lead has been out as many as 10. Largest lead indeed, 10 points. Simon Fraser's 2 in the early going. Roche leading all scorers with 9 points right now. And he's back on the floor for Simon Fraser. This group is the starting group minus Graham Miller. Drew Bryson in his place, and Bryson is a great three-point shooter. At some point we're going to get to see that. There's a battle for a loose ball. It's going to come away to Moffitt, number 13 for Seattle Pacific. Bellotta guarding him as Devontae Moffitt now down the floor. Cuts across the court. Finds Lizotte. They'll play some catch on the perimeter. Right to the basket for the lay-in. Seattle Pacific finding those big lanes to the basket, and Nathan Strufert takes full advantage. They equal their largest lead of the half right now at 10 points. There they are once again trying to slow Wooten on the baseline. Bryson winds up on his duff there as he tries to stop him on the baseline. Off and inbounds again. Here's a quick hitter by Lizotte. And the largest lead of the game now at 12 points. Simon Fraser really needing to establish something here. Quickly down the floor, and it's going to be a 14-point lead. And right now, Seattle Pacific threatening to run away with things here. 6:21 left in this opening half of play. It's a true danger area for Simon Fraser right now. In fact, Steve Hansen wants to call a timeout. We'll call a quick one as well and be back with more from the West Gym in just a moment here on Clan TV.
Any day at SFU may feel like just another day. But any day here has enormous potential. The potential for something significant to happen. Like the day when you might find yourself engaging with the outside world. To create a lasting impact on many lives. Or the day when you might unearth something that inspires you to start a business. Or the day when you might become an instrument of change. Or discover where you belong. Or take advantage of an unconventional education. To become part of something huge. In fact, any day has the potential to have real impact. Because any day at SFU is not just any other day.
And we're back with you here at the West Gym, ironing out some technical difficulties. That guy's not having a single technical difficulty in his game. Julian Roche, what a performance. The big man is just getting it done. That turnaround shot for Julian Roche is so effective. We saw him moving to the basket in space to be successful against St. Martin's, and a great job he's done there. It doesn't count, but Bryson gets a good look at it, can't get it to go, and here's Cavill, or Lizotte, check that. Moffitt again to the free throw line. Lizotte with a three, doesn't go, and a rebound by Bryson, who's getting some nice floor time here for head coach Steve Hansen. Drive by Bryson, the whistle blows. Clan with 21 on the shot clock, inbounding to Bryson. Provenzano had some nice early success shooting the basketball. Here he comes, he puts up a 3-ball just off the mark, and Moyo trying to get that ball. He was being held by Seattle Pacific underneath the basket, no call there. And look what happens. They go right down the floor. Unlucky for Sam Simpson not to score in the layup there. But a foul gets called. So that's a tough break for Simon Fraser. Julian Roche gets called for his second foul of the game. He's going to come out of the game, and that's a tough break because clearly Bongani Moyo, working hard to get an offensive rebound at the other end of the floor, was being held by a Seattle Pacific player. It ignites the break. And although he wasn't able to score it, Simpson gets to the free throw line, and the guy taking the foul is Roche. So it's a tough break. Double-edged sword there for Simon Fraser. No call at one end, a call at the other one to the Clan big man. And it puts the lead now at 16 points. Here's Spence on the baseline. Reversal. Oh, can't get the roll. Tough break again for the Clan. Here's Kahn. Baseline back up top to Simpson. They move it around now. Simpson lobs it down to Wooten. Double team comes quickly. Great little dish underneath the baseline, and the finish comes from Gavin Long. And they are all about execution. This was a tight game just moments ago. It's getting to the point where Seattle Pacific has almost doubled Simon Fraser on the scoreboard. Where did this come from? Here's Provenzano, sweeping move into the paint off the window, and Mike scores it, much needed. So although the 19-0 lead didn't come to start the game, the Clan have found themselves in similar territory now against Seattle Pacific. Do they have the horses and the manpower and the will to climb back into this game? Certainly they showed it on Thursday. The Seattle Pacific team playing some great basketball here. Here's the big man rumbling underneath. Look at him power to the basket. And look at him try to rip that away. Great hustle there. And you got to take your hat off right now to Miller, because he knows when Wooten has the ball, that intensity level has to ratchet up, because Coleman Wooten is going to come after you. Media timeout. We will stay with you here at the West Gym. And could let you know as well that the SFU Spirit Shop has SFU branded clothing and merchandise. It's proud to support SFU athletics, and it's located at the Burnaby Mountain campus in the Maggie Benson Center. You pick up your SFU athletic swag today at the SFU Spirit Shop. Also, love to mention varsityletters.ca, near and dear to my heart, a website dedicated to BC high school and university sports. Please visit the website today for news, in-depth interviews, and more. And we can let you know that the Varsity Letters site currently has a live game report on the Simon Fraser women's basketball game. Their intense win in frigid Fairbanks, Alaska earlier this afternoon, a 2 o'clock Vancouver start time. And Bruce Langford's SFU Clan coming through with a win today over the Fairbanks Danups to even their record at 2-2. It is go time for the Clan here. They need a spurt to finish this first half of play if they want to get back into this basketball game, trailing 39-23 against Seattle Pacific. Provenzano, Miller, Bryson, Spence. Who am I missing? As well, Jasdeep Singh as well, number 22 on the floor right now for Simon Fraser. Here's Provenzano, passes back. Miller wants the three. Oh, just off the mark there. Simon Fraser would love to make the three their friend, but hasn't been a big part of their arsenal here in the opening half of play. Simon Fraser fading on the baseline, or rather Seattle Pacific, and basket there from Lizotte. Kahn now with the basketball. To let our Clan TV viewers know that we will have a live interview, but it's going to be with assistant coach John Curcio after the break. As the teams come out to start the second half, we hope to grab a second with a new Clan assistant coach. Great move under the basket there, showing some dexterity. That's Sam Simpson, the 6'8 senior, laying the ball up and in. 20-point deficit here with 2:13 left. Simon Fraser came out with great energy, but have not been able to match the efforts of Seattle Pacific here over the latter stages of this opening half. Spence. Back to Singh. He's going to put up a contested shot and knock it down. That is a tough shot to knock down. But you're not going to complain about shot selection if you're going to knock him down, and that's what Jazz Singh did there, knock him down a tough shot. Good job there for number 22 to make it 43-25, 18 points of deficit. It's got to be one possession at a time for the Clan here. Easier said than done. A sweet jumper hoisted as Nikhil Lizotte, this senior-laden Seattle Pacific team. Look at what Lizotte does. Look at what Wooten does. Look what Long does. So many weapons. Great job there by Spence to knock it away. They'll stay with the Falcons. 1:14 left, 25 on the shot clock. Jordan Mir-Keung will come in, as will number 3, Michael Hannon. Michael Hannon seeing some nice time here in the rotation. We haven't talked a lot about Michael Hannon, who wears number 3, a 6'2 junior guard from Spokane Valley, Washington. Played his high school ball at Central Valley High School and played at Pierce College before coming here. Long with a basket there. Spence feeding the big man. Hannon gets it back. Miller looking for Singh, but it's a turnover, and Wooten loves to go the distance. He is going to rumble, take it right to the rack with some power and rattle it home. Coleman Wooten is a specimen. Here's Spence. Tough fading shot on the baseline, can't get it to go. Loose ball ripped away there. And Sam Simpson, who doesn't even start for this basketball team, doing a lot of nice things as we get down to 20 seconds remaining. Head coach Grant Leap will call the timeout for a chance to design a final good look at the basket here in this opening half of play. Disappointing for the Simon Fraser Clan, coming off their effort Thursday in the second half against St. Martin's. Bongani Moyo is going to check in after this timeout to come out and just not have the energy they needed after the opening 7 or 8 minutes of this game, because they faltered badly and the offense really has been almost non-existent. They're hitting nothing really within the flow of the offense right now. You saw Singh hitting that tough contested shot, certainly not drawing up a play to hit a shot like that, but he knocked it down nicely. But stuff's got to start to come in rhythm. That's not going to come over the final 20 seconds, but they need to get a stop here. They've hemorrhaged badly over the latter stages of this opening half. Head coach Steve Hansen, you see him on the bench with his assistants, really doing a good job of trying to turn things around here with this men's basketball team at Simon Fraser, but the GNAC, such a tough place to get that done, as his predecessors will tell you. 8 seconds remaining. Lizotte still with a handle on the ball, down to 4 seconds. Skips it underneath, stolen away. And Othniel with a last second look is not going to go. So that's going to do it for this first half of play. 49-25 is our score. We will take a short break here, probably be back in about, I would imagine about 10 minutes. We're going to have an interview with assistant coach John Curcio before we start the second half. But for now, the Simon Fraser Clan head to the locker down 49-25. Howard Samura here, Clan TV, back with more in a moment.
Any day at SFU may feel like just another day. But any day here has enormous potential. The potential for something significant to happen. Like the day when you might find yourself engaging with the outside world. To create a lasting impact on many lives. Or the day when you might unearth something that inspires you to start a business. Or the day when you might become an instrument of change. Or discover where you belong. Or take advantage of an unconventional education. To become part of something huge. In fact, any day has the potential to have real impact. Because any day at SFU is not just any other day.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor. It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
Hi, my name is Lauren Friedman. I'm in my 5th year of biomedical engineering at SFU, and I play on the women's volleyball team. My first work term was at a company called Braceworks Custom Orthotics, and I did research and product development on a chest brace for pectus carinatum. And my second work term was at a company called Plantiga, where I did research on their insoles that collect data for professional athletes in the military. SFU athletics and co-op have helped facilitate my journey through university by helping me apply what I learned in my sport into the classroom, and also what I learned in the classroom into my sport, and then putting it all together in the real world really helped narrow my focus. I would recommend that SFU athletes participate in co-op because not a lot of people get to play the sport that they love and be in school, and not a lot of people get to explore different areas of work that they love and also play their sport. So putting all those three things together is really a unique opportunity that not a lot of people get.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can, and then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game, because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves, our vision, our heart, our drive, to achieve every goal we aim for, because we want to be champions at the highest level, life. At Division II, the opportunities are here. Are you ready?
I'm stuck. Not in a good headspace, and I really need to talk to someone right now.
My roommate seems depressed, and I don't know how to help. I try everything to make her day better, but I just don't know what to do.
I've been struggling to balance school, athletics, and the rest of my life. I've been really overwhelmed, and I'm not quite sure what to do about it.
My parents expect me to be a doctor, but that's just not what I want at all. They'll be devastated if they find out I'm changing my plans.
I miss home, my family, and my friends. I'm just really lonely here.
As a student athlete, I'm expected to handle almost everything on my own. Sometimes, I could really just use someone to talk to.
Any day at SFU may feel like just another day. But any day here has enormous potential. The potential for something significant to happen. Like the day when you might find yourself engaging with the outside world. To create a lasting impact on many lives. Or the day when you might unearth something that inspires you to start a business. Or the day when you might become an instrument of change. Or discover where you belong. Or take advantage of an unconventional education. To become part of something huge. In fact, any day has the potential to have real impact. Because any day at SFU is not just any other day.
Check, check, check. And welcome back, everybody, to the West Gym. Howard Samura here, Clan TV. We are anticipating a short interview with the Clan assistant coach, John Curcio, in just a moment. If our courtside microphones work properly here, we can let you know 49-25 is the score. And Simon Fraser with a big hole to climb out of here. We'll talk to Coach about that opening half and what he sees in store for the second half. We can let you know the leading scorer in this game, Julian Roche, for Simon Fraser, and happy now to be joined by Simon Fraser Clan assistant coach John Curcio. John, your thoughts on that opening half of play? Some good energy to start, but ran some problems later.
Yeah, we didn't maintain it. We started really well. You know, they hit an early one, but we got right back into it. You know, started doing some of the things we had talked about, rebounding the ball and pushing the ball, and we just got out of that.
We talked about early in the pregame about the discipline that the Seattle Pacific team was going to bring. What did you see from them and the way they played for the full 20?
Well, exactly what I would expect. They're a senior, kind of team, and they're very disciplined. They ran their action. They're very true to what they do, and they did a good job with that.
Yeah, Julian Roche, boy, that when he's got that turnaround going, a nice weapon for you. And I know many things didn't go right in the first half, but Julian's job offensively was something to watch.
Yeah, and that's what part of our game plan was to throw it inside and play off him. When we did that early, we had some success. We got to find a way to get it back inside.
All right, Coach. Thank you so much. All the best in the second half. John Curcio, the assistant coach of your Simon Fraser University Clan, and really talking about how the energy waned for this Simon Fraser Clan team. Yes, they're playing their second game in 3 nights, but they are the home team here, and they're the team that is actually getting ready and playing in their own friendly confines here at the West Gym. So some issues there down the stretch drive of the opening half that result in a big deficit here for Simon Fraser to try and overcome. We'll see what happens here, but they are trailing by 24 points heading into the second half here. And to go through some of those numbers from the opening half of play, how about 67.9% from the field? That's what Seattle Pacific wound up shooting from the field. A great job by the Falcons. Neither team's really relied on the three-point shot, but Seattle Pacific only 3 of 6 from beyond the arc. They are getting it done with great team play. And we can run through some of their leading scores. Very balanced scoring, led by the 10 points of Gavin Long on 4 of 5 shooting from the field. Coleman Wooten checked that, 4 of 6, and we talked a lot about him and his efficiency down low. 4 of 6 for 9 points in this game as well. 9 points for Sam Simpson off the bench. Simpson 3 of 4 from the field. Knocked down a triple in his only attempt from the arc. And as well, Nikhil Lazat, the guard, 3 of 4 from the field. I mean, you look at the percentages and the efficiency that this Seattle Pacific team showed in the first half. They have taken 7 fewer shots than Simon Fraser, yet they lead by 24 points. Digest that for a moment, and that really does define efficiency in the game of basketball here in this basketball game. Shoot that kind of a percentage from the field, and you're not going to get a lot of offensive rebounds. He only had 1 offensive board, but 17 defensive boards keyed so much of their transition. And their bench as well was impressive, outscoring Simon Fraser's 13-8. The Clan, 12 of 35 from the field for 34%. No double-digit scores. You mentioned Julian Roche. We talked about him with Coach. He was 4 of 6 from the field to lead the Clan with 9 points. 3 players for Simon Fraser with 4 points. That'll be Michael Provenzano, Jasdeep Singh, and Drew Bryson. The latter 2 bringing their efforts off the bench. 2 points as well for Wilfred Bellotta and Othniel Spence, both starters. Spence coming off a 17-point performance against St. Martin's on Thursday. So we get ready here for the start of the second half. It'll be the regular starters for both teams, the players that started the game, Strufert, Wooten, along with, I believe, Harry Cavell, Gavin Long, and that guy with the basketball right now, Lizotte, who weaves into the paint, finds a man left-handed underneath the basket. Nathan Strufert. Steve Hansen signaling in the defense here. It looks like the Clan will throw a zone defense out here. We'll see what happens as the Falcons inbound the basketball. 20 on the shot clock. Indeed, they're going to show a zone here. Here's Wooten with the 3 ball off the mark, tipped underneath. Simon Fraser's Singh coming up with it. I should actually say Singh is in the starting group here with this team. Miller on the bench to start the second half. And Graham Miller was running into some foul issues. This time down the floor, the foul getting called against Harry Cavell, number 4 of the Seattle Pacific Falcons. That's going to send off Neil Spence to the free throw line. Simon Fraser needs a new beginning, a fresh start here with some good energy to try and get back into this basketball game. This unforgiving GNAC conference filled with top teams, top to bottom. Of course, the Clan getting their lone victory within the conference in Portland against Concordia before the holiday set in. Spence doing what he needs to do from the free throw line. So 49-27 now the score. Lizotte to Moffett to Strufert, now to Wooten, who has the basketball. Foul called underneath. Looks like it's going to go against Singh for a block. A couple of big bodies there. Strufert and Wooten, so tough to try and slow. Wooten now with the basketball. Strufert again. They bring a double team with Provenzano, so they'll kick it back out, and a little runner is going to be popped home there by Nikhil Lizotte. First go round of teams this season, the GNAC certainly showing that the Clan are going to be facing some very good senior-laden teams here. Here's Provenzano, kick it back out to Singh. There was some contact there, no call. Roche chases down a loose ball, tried to find Singh, was Provenzano, lucky to get it back. Bangani Moyo now. Singh on the baseline, 17 on the shot clock, lots of time as Singh makes a nice move. And really, he is making a case for a nice spot in this rotation. Finds ways to score, unusual ways to score in tough situations, tough angles. Singh seems to be able to get it done, but this defensive aspect is hurting him here in this second half of play. So Singh's going to pick up his second quick foul here in the second half. He's got 2. Getting some instruction. You can hear head coach Steve Hansen right in front of our broadcast location here at the West Gym. There's Gavin Long. Lizotte looking for Wooten, and you haven't seen too many errors from this well-disciplined Seattle Pacific team this season. You saw one right there. They threw it out of bounds, and Simon Fraser now with the basketball. Every possession is going to matter if they want to try and climb back into this against a veteran-laden team coming off a big win Thursday in Bellingham against Western Washington. Here's Singh. Was looking for the cutter, and the activity that Othniel Spence is starting to show is paying off. Othniel's getting trips. And they're going inside out. Oh, pardon me. it's going to be Singh getting the free throws. I thought Spence had gotten fouled, go to the basket. Actually, no free throws at all. Nonetheless, Provenzano with 20 on the shot clock, now inside to Spence. He finds a cutter. It's Moyo, and Bongani, a great job as he gets into the paint and lays it up and in. It's a 20-point lead. Still a big one, but Simon Fraser doing what they need to do to lop a couple off the top here. The early stages of this second half of play. Long back up to Lizotte. Rebounded by Provenzano, who loves to push the pace. Mike looking for Julian Roche down low. Roche back up top to Spence. Oh, and they are going to turn it over. Those ones are going to kill you. Bongani Moyo on the sidelines. I'm not sure if it was a miscommunication or what it was, but the ball got tossed into the first row. Simon Fraser needs to dig in again and try and come up with a stop. Seeing players like Moyo and Singh getting nice playing time for this Clan team under head coach Steve Hansen. Here's Moffat to Wooten. Little ball fake as he tries to drive and make his way against Singh, and Singh's going to foul again. That's going to be his third foul. Well, I'm calling everything wrong right now. Did I get that right? Well, they're changing it now to Roche. They had 33 for a second. There is not a 33 on the floor for Simon Fraser. I couldn't figure that out. So Julian Roche getting called for the foul, his third of the game. Wooten's going to miss a free throw there. And they're saying it's going to be Seattle Pacific ball. Did it go off of a Clan player? Simon Fraser not doing itself any favors. Indeed, Seattle Pacific basketball. Wooten now. Long lost the handle. Roche able to get it. Here's Singh, the big man down the floor. Wooten's guarding him, and that's an N1 opportunity. Great job by Jasdeep Singh to play through the contact from the big man underneath. Coleman Wooten was moving his feet in a hurry, just couldn't get the finish he wanted as we take a look on Clan TV at the replay. Singh playing right through the contact and getting to the free throw line. 52-33 the score. Wilfred Balata now into the game, and Bongani Moyo taking a seat. So Wooten now with the basketball coming up the floor for Seattle Pacific. Moffat, we've seen some good things from him as well off the pine for this Falcons team today. He'll take a handoff outside the arc. Wooten will take a shot. He's going to miss from distance, and Balata rising to get the rebound. Simon Fraser wants to get up and down the court here. Simpson providing the defensive presence, and they get the stop quickly. Moffat, 2-on-1, has the numbers, takes it to the rack, and is going to get fouled on his way to the basket. Devontae Moffat, the 6'2 freshman from Spanaway Lake. So Simon Fraser is going to take a timeout here. We'll take a quick timeout as well and be back with more of the second half in just a moment from the West Gym.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
And welcome back to everybody to the West Gym here at Simon Fraser University. Howard Samura with you at Clan TV. Thanks again to our producer, Gabe Lynn. Hope you're enjoying our broadcast of NCAA Division II men's basketball from Canada. Simon Fraser, the only non-US NCAA Division school. And the sign up here, hashtag #RepTheLeaf, and Simon Fraser University doing just that, but in a bit of a pickle here. 52-34 as Devontae Moffett hits the first free throw. Seattle Pacific looking to make a clean sweep of this two-game weekend road swing. The victory coming Thursday in Western Washington. Of course, the reversal of travel partners today has St. Martin's, a victor here on Thursday in Bellingham to play the Vikes. Simon Fraser, Provenzano puts up the three ball there, had a clean look, couldn't get the finish for number 20. Offsetting fouls, calling a jump ball on the arrow here, so it's going to be Simon Fraser basketball. Simon Fraser, 3 of 4 from the field in this second half. We're early in the second half of play. Simon Fraser doing a good job of outscoring Seattle Pacific 9-3 through the first 4.5 minutes, keeping the Falcons at just one made field goal. Roche is going to handle it a bit. Fading, tough shot, can't get the roll, and what a great job at the rim by Othniel Spence to tip it home. And the Big O gets a nice hand from the crowd here as Spence rises to tip the ball home. Simon Fraser extending that pressure past half court. Moffett now with the basketball, trying to turn a corner. One for 4 from the field for the Falcons as we take a look at that replay on Clan TV. Julian with a steady feel on that dribble as he fades, and great job by Othniel Spence. Not the biggest guy in the world, but he gets up there and he tipped it home. Past the defender, and he's going to get a nice hand from head coach Steve Hansen as he comes off the floor, as well as the rest of his Clan teammates. A great job by Spence. Here comes Moffett. He's going to make the free throw. Moffett, Kahn, Simpson, as well as Struffert, number 30. And he's going to make that second one as well. Among the Falcons on the floor right now. Here's Julian Roche. Has the ball knocked away. Drew Bryson saves it, quickly gets it to Wilfred Bellotta. Provenzano back to Bellotta, the freshman out of Montreal. Jasdeep Singh now. Fading, coming closer. Great rebound. He ripped it out of the sky. What a great job by Julian Roche. Cuts it to 18, but a nice job by Roche to simply rise and grab a ball, uncontested and score. Great job by Julian Roche. I know what Singh is saying. They put 4 on the board. I thought he had gotten his third, but instead they gave the foul to another player. But I guess, and he's right. I mean, he had 2, and I thought he had taken the third, but they put another Clan player's number up. But now Singh has 4, so I don't know what happened to that third foul. I think they had given it to Julian Roche at the time, and Roche wasn't near the ball, so I'm not too sure. Yeah, indeed it will be. Yeah, Steve Hansen says exactly what I was saying, but they have to go with the minor officials table. So Singh's off with 4. Here's Miller. Good look at 3, can't get it to go. Here's Moffat. Knifing in, can't get it to go. Bellotta with the rebound. Bryson running hard. Drew wants the layup. He gets it. Bryson doing a good job. And Simon Fraser, a bit of an uprising here. Still a huge hole to try and climb out of, but they're doing their best right now with plenty of time left. And Bryson showing some wheels as he gets down the floor and lays it up at full tempo. Here's Simpson, long range 3, doesn't go. Nice rebound by Bellotta, and this is a kid who can take it the whole 94. Instead to Bryson, oh, good look at the 3, and a tip by Miller, and Graham Miller. So Miller gets the finish, and here come the Clan, a nice comeback. They are down by 16, but it's enough of an uprising that head coach Grand Leap wants to call for time. So full timeout called. We'll keep it here. Simon Fraser making a nice spirited comeback here. They've got to be careful though that comebacks when they go down by a bundle aren't going to be a part of their persona, because we saw that 19-0 start against St. Martin's, and we've also seen a big lead built here before the half by this Seattle Pacific team. Simon Fraser showing some gumption, but they need to be playing from ahead. We'll look at some of the upcoming men's games and take a cue from our production crew here on Clan TV. January the 10th, that's Thursday, 7:30 p.m. Simon Fraser will be at Central Washington to face the Wildcats. On the 12th, that's a week from today, 6:30 p.m. They'll be in Nampa, Idaho to face the Northwest Nazarene Nighthawks. And on Tuesday, January the 15th, at Western Washington to face the Vikings. So a concerted stretch there. That is 6 days, 3 games, and a ton of basketball to be played for this Simon Fraser team. You look at that stretch and think, hey, if we can win 1 of 3 on the road, that's pretty good. But at the same time, you can't go 0-2 at home as you head into that trip. So Simon Fraser will play with their hearts here over the remaining 13 minutes, knowing it's a daunting task, but they're not going to worry about that. They just have to lead with their hearts here against this Seattle Pacific team. Next home game, January the 19th. That's a Saturday, 7 o'clock. Hope you'll join us here at the West Gym when Montana State Billings, the Yellow Jackets, come calling for a 7 p.m. tip. We'll see what Seattle Pacific does. Coming off of a full timeout, they wanted to stop a little bit of bleeding there. The Clan showing some good energy. Head coach Steve Hansen keeping the key guys that showed some great energy there. Here's a great job underneath. Are they going to call a foul? It looked like Miller got all ball as he knocked it away. Wow, so that's a tough break there for Graham Miller, who seemed to slap the ball. Got all leather, but they are calling a foul. And that's going to send Nathan Strufert to the free throw line. Don't know if we have a chance to take a look at that one, but as we look at it, look at our Clan TV crew. That is all ball. That is all ball for Graham Miller. He didn't touch him. You could see it right there on the replay. And a great look by our Clan TV crew. Strufert makes good. 13 minutes remaining in this basketball game. (60-42), 18 points to lead here. Simon Fraser having the ability to shoot that 3 ball, but too closely contested. Bellotta knocks down a big one from the top, and that'll loosen things up next time down the floor. 60-45 our score. Simpson goes and tries to turn a corner, but a loose ball scooped up, and that's a tough break there for the Clan. They need to vacuum some of that stuff up. Strufert gives them another possession. Driving in, and that's a tough one there. If Roche is going to get called for the foul there. Take a look at a replay here on Clan TV. Bellotta, not worried about the extent of that three-point arc. He just lets it fly, and the physical freshman guard knocks down the big triple there for Simon Fraser. Harry Cavell at the free throw line now. They are going to have to sit Julian Roche. Big man's played so well, but those 4 fouls are a tough one for him. I still am perplexed with the foul situation between Singh and Roche. I could have swore that when Singh had 2 fouls, Roche got called for his 3rd. So I think Roche's count. Oh, underneath they go to Bellotta for the lay-in. So they scheme nicely there to find the big man underneath the basket for the lay-in. Here's Nikhil Lazat bringing the ball across half court, and it looks like he's going to get fouled. This Clan team not happy with the officiating. So the foul being called. Well, it looks like that is a foul against Seattle Pacific. So Lazat getting called for the foul as the Clan dance team hits the floor here. You can purchase tickets to Simon Fraser men's basketball home games online by visiting athletics.sfu.ca/tickets. You can buy yours today, save $2 off the regular price. Admission, of course, free for all SFU students and staff. Parking is also free for fans 90 minutes prior to the start of an event, so visit the website for all the details. We'll take a look at that last basket here on our Clan TV replay. Bellotta, that's a bullet being set down in the low post there, and Bellotta able to lay it up and in. #70, 62-47 after that timeout. So the tough break here is the foul situation for Simon Fraser's front court players. And you really want to play your mismatches if you can, or even you need them from a defensive standpoint. But Simon Fraser really handcuffed right now with Julian Roche sitting on the bench with 4 and Jasdeep Singh in the game with 4. And still a ton of time left here in the second half. Clan players on the floor right now, Bellotta and Bongani Moyo, along with Singh, Bryson, and Provenzano. Lazat knocks him down. Here's Bryson, back up to Singh. Bellotta, he drives in the basket. Wilfred Bellotta, out of Thetford Academy, Montreal, Quebec, and having some nice luck and really just needing to believe in himself because he's got a great skill set and he's got a body that can impose his own will on defenders. So great to see him taking an attacking mentality and cutting the lead to 15, but they give it up right back at the other end of the floor. Harry Cavell laying it up and in for Seattle Pacific. Here's Bellotta pulling his way in. Had a look, couldn't get the angle right, and the rebound ripped away there by Sam Simpson. Lazat sees a huge lane open. He goes right to the basket, kicks it back out. Simpson passes up the jump shot. They get it back to Lazat. Cavell to the cutter in the paint, and they score it. They have a train coming through the paint. That's Nathan Struford, and he'll lay it up and in. Provenzano now with the basketball, approaching the midway mark of the second half. Moyo, cross court to Provenzano. Singh setting the screen. Shot clock down to 7 as Provenzano goes to the rack, can't get the finish. Well run, just couldn't get the finish at the end for Michael Provenzano. Strufert will check out of the game, and pound for pound, they're not losing anything as they bring in Wooten. Provenzano inbounding 30 on the shot clock. Quickly to Bryson to the rack, and Drew Bryson lays it up and in. If Simon Fraser could just string together 3 or 4 stops, they could get something going here. Right at the midway mark of this second half of play from the West Gym. Wooten the handoff play to Lizotte. Wants the reverse instead. They go to Long, and Bryson got called. They could have called. So Bryson got called. It looked like Long traveled there, but neither here nor there in terms of what's going on here. But boy, that one looked like it. Long's going to get to the free throw line, the team's leading scorer. Steve Hansen way up in the coaching box. You know he wants to say something, but he called Michael, and we thought it was Michael Provenzano turned around, but it's the official he wants to talk to. Not working out to Simon Fraser's liking. And it's all part of the game here, trying to being able to play the way you want to play, and Simon Fraser not able to do that right now. They're trailing 70-51. Provenzano, great turn as he gets into the lane, dishes underneath, and Moyo has got to squeeze those basketballs. So Bongani unable to grab the hot potato underneath the basket. Singh brought some pressure, they break it, and there's going to be an outnumbered situation at the other end of the court. Wooten is going to go right to the basket. And I don't know what it is, if it's a foul count or hesitancy. I don't think anybody wants to step out in the way of number 2 as he charges to the basket. So that pushes it back up to 21 points. Moyo. Balada, and the whistle blows. Foul being called against Sharif Khan. Othniel Spence in for Balada. Moffitt, number 13, will come into the game for Seattle Pacific. Fresh Othniel Spence off the bench. Bryson 3. Oh, just off the mark there. You know, Bryson can be this breakout guy offensively, and you just want him to see some success. He's hustling, he's playing so well, and that 3 ball just won't fall for him. But Singh's going to get to the free throw line. Foul here being called on Wooten. It's his 4th, and he's going to take a seat. Can't get the free throw to fall. Keep it at 19. So many similarities here tonight to Thursday's loss. The Clan are finding themselves down, then battling back, but unable to cut into the large deficit. There's a 3 ball. That's going to be just feathered home by Gavin Long from the far baseline corner. A beautiful shot for number 33, the team's leading scorer. Here's Bryson battling hard, can't get it to go. Offensive board, can't get it to go as well. And a great seal there by Simpson gets his team down the floor. Bryson working hard, just not being rewarded at the rim. Gavin Long now, Moyo guarding him, cross-court pass to Kahn. Moffitt guarded by Provenzano, still gets the pass off, and right to the rim goes Cavell, and he's going to feel the contact there as he rises to meet the iron. The foul being called against Bongani Moyo down low. That's his 2nd foul of the game. Larry Cavell, the sophomore out of Kaiser, Oregon. Simon Fraser expending all their energy to get within 15 or 14 points, and then Seattle Pacific able to push it back out again. Now the lead now at 25 points. It's all based on their ability to gain some separation over the closing moments of the first half of play. They built their lead heading into the halftime locker room and have been able to pretty much maintain that cushion. Lead now pushed out to 26 points. Mira Keung now to Othniel Spence, turns the corner, goes right to the glass for the lay, and Othniel Spence, a beautiful basket there. Sharif Khan crosses the half-court stripe. A handoff to Moffitt, quickly to Cavell. To the rim, and they just lay it up and in, just like that. Simon Fraser's inability to get stops today, it's undoing. Great look underneath, though, as Roche hammered as he falls to the court. No call there. They go right down the floor, and the whistle blows at the other end. Is that what you call a makeup call at the other end? They call an offensive foul and a timeout called on the floor. We'll take a short timeout as well and be back with the remaining moments of this game from the West Gym here on Plan TV.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
And welcome back, everybody. Burnaby Mountain, West Gym, Howard Samura, Clan TV, and it's a Saturday in the GNAC, the Simon Fraser Clan trailing Seattle Pacific 79-53 with 7:27 left. The 17 points of Gavin Long leading all scorers. Seattle Pacific star at the top of his game here tonight. Simon Fraser led by the 11 points of big man Julian Roche. We get back to main action. Jordan Mira-Keung in the half court. Roche looking to pass out, is going to get the ball taken away by Moffitt. The numbers right down the court for the flush. And he forced to hang on the rim is Harry Cavell. Boy, they got down the floor quickly. Played the numbers well and jammed it home with an exclamation mark there for an 81-53 lead. Here's Bryson feeding Roche. Single coverage, Roche the turnaround, and he'll score it every time there. Roche not feeling the double team, and clearly no one in the conference is going to stop him one-on-one in that kind of a situation. There's a turnover. Othniel Spence with a basketball. To Bryson, kicks it back out. Balata, reversal, Bryson for three. I think that ball partially blocked on its way to the basket because it had no trajectory at all. Bryson, a great outside shooter. Here's Moffitt now. Devontae Moffitt feeding underneath to Long. Long gets a second chance at it, can't get it. A tip drill underneath is going to get squeezed by Roche. So the foul being called against Struford. I believe number 30, Nathan Struford underneath. So Julian Roche now to the free throw line at the other end of the court. Michael Provenzano back on the floor for Simon Fraser. He joins Othniel Spence and Wilfred Bellotta, along with Jordan Muir-Keung and the big man Roche at the free throw line. A miss on the opening throw is so the Falcons with the basketball here, 5:52 remaining, 81-55. Simon Fraser's biggest battle from now to the end, not to let that disappointment show and to try and continue to play without looking at that scoreboard. Easier said than done. So the foul against Jordan Muir-Keung. That's his first foul of the game. He's pleading his case with the official. So Moffett now at the free throw line. Simon Fraser did some nice things at the start of this second half, but again, just like in the first, fading with their energy here and their effectiveness. So early in the season, we'll see how the GNAC standings play out and reveal who the top teams in this conference will be. The first time around to the midway point, you got to think St. Martin's and Seattle Pacific are among the leaders here, based on what we've seen here on the hardwood at the West Gym on top Burnaby Mountain. Here's Spence fading from about 17 off the front of the iron. That series here just shows you how physically tough the Seattle Pacific team is in terms of just guarding you man-to-man straight up. And Othniel Spence, a wizard with his handle, just could not get past the first line of defense, having to fade and take a real tough shot there. Got a good look at it, just didn't have enough English. Here's Wooten. Driving into the paint, bodies collapsing on him. Kahn now comes to a jump stop, pivot turn in the paint and knocks it down. Sharif Kahn with a nice job there. So knock down a jump shot for Seattle Pacific. Off it to Kahn. Seattle Pacific is leading by 30 points. That's a flat out disappointment here tonight for Simon Fraser. Lizotte was going to hoist from distance and knock it down, and Seattle Pacific, it's their world here tonight at the West Gym. Muir-Keung now with the basketball, winding down to 4 minutes remaining in this basketball game. Wilfred Bellotta. Provenzano. Long distance three, and Julian Roche with a great touch. And under better circumstances, you really can celebrate that shot. It's going to be something that is a great part of that arsenal. If you're not good enough one-on-one down in the low block with a variety of moves to step out and be able to face the basket and just rip a three ball like that is a great skill, and Julian Roche has so much of it. It's just right now in this early going of the GNAC season, disappointing that the Clan can't find a way to get all the pieces working for extended periods of time, and that's what head coach Steve Hansen and company will continue to grind at. Not an easy one here tonight in the West Gym. We can let you know, if you're joining us partway through our broadcast, that there was a victory from Clan Nation here today out in Fairbanks, Alaska. Simon Fraser, the women's team, they were 4 for 29 from beyond the arc, but still found a way to get things done in a 59-46 win over the Nanooks in frigid Alaska today. And after the game, had a chance to talk to both Sophie Swan and head coach Bruce Langford. Bruce Langford's first words to me were, "We're going to the North Pole." So they were visiting North Pole, Alaska after that victory, and I think the party in a lot more cheerful mood after gutting out a tough win. It looks decisive at the end, but The Clan hit 10 of their final 11 free throws to make that victory complete, to create some separation with about 3 minutes and 10 seconds to go. That was a 1-point game. So the Clan got one out there, get a split after their loss Thursday in Anchorage. Back to main action here are the men. Seattle Pacific with the basketball coming out of the timeout. A 30-point lead, their largest of the game. That's Moffat with the basketball. Kahn now. Moffat wants to take it right to the rack, and he does. Graham Miller's going to get back onto the floor here at the next stoppage for Simon Fraser. He steps up to the minor officials table. Roche, nice skip underneath. Bellotta can't squeeze the basketball. Those are the ones you want to grab. Roche is going to take a seat. He's played a great game today. Keong stays in front of Moffat as he gets down the floor. They looked along. Wooten on the far side of the court. Wooten down low, shot clock down to 7. Wilfred Bellotta's doing his best not to smile as he comes up the court. And if I had an Oscar, I'd hand it to him right now, but it's something that went Simon Fraser's way. Coleman Wooten, who fouled out of the game, is one of the guys that can deliver some physicality, but Bellotta's the one guy on this Clan team in a matchup with him who could absorb that. But he tumbled to the floor. So Wooten fouling out of the game. Trying to catch the conversation there. Provenzano knocks down a free throw. We mentioned those upcoming games for Simon Fraser men, and of course Thursday they're going to be at Central Washington, and that 7:30 start available for those who want to see. Then January the 12th at Northwest Nazarene, January the 15th at Western Washington. So after tonight, 3 straight on the road for the Clan as Spence misses the triple. Seattle Pacific players applauding the efforts. Of teammate Sam Loverack into the game, wearing 0, who went right into the Clan bench. Clock ticking down, 2 minutes remaining. Clan will knock down the 3 there. Bellotta showing some nice form from the baseline corner to knock that one down. Keon comes on a double. Quickly they get it across the half-court stripe though. And Kahn now with the basketball for Seattle Pacific. There's Loverack. Back to Moffat, down to 1 minute and 30 remaining. He gets to the basket so effectively, does Devontae Moffat, and he does it again there to make it a 30-point game again. Provenzano, the elbow jumper, he knocks that one down. There's Long. The scoring leader facing a active double team is going to throw the ball away as he looks for Kahn. Down to exactly 1 minute remaining. It's down to 18 or 28 points. Miller battling hard for a loose ball after the miss by Spence, and Lovrak's going to go down the floor, and he's obviously an underdog favorite of this Seattle Pacific team. He draws a foul as Muir-Kyung gets called for the foul, but he is now clutching his knee in a lot of pain on the floor. And let's hope that Sam Lovrak's okay, the 5'11 junior out of Gig Harbor, Washington. Simon Fraser training staff out to attend to him right now. Let's take a look at the replay there. I'm not sure what happened. I think he's going to be down for a while here. Coach Leap out to see him as well. Take a look at the Clan TV replay here as Lovrak comes down the floor. Not sure if it was, no, that doesn't look good. It was his left knee and really just seemed to crumple there. So they're going to help him up off the floor. Let's hope for the best for Sam Lovrak, because as you looked at that replay, I thought maybe there was a bone-on-bone collision there, but no, his leg just seemed to crumple a bit there as he went down, and clearly he slapped the floor hard. He was in a lot of pain. So let's hope for the best for Sam Lovrak, the junior, 5'11", 140. Out of Gig Harbor, Washington. Just 47.7 seconds left, and you saw the way his teammates have embraced him. Clearly a favorite of both the coaches and the players on this team. Stepping up to the free throw line, and in his stead, Connor Van Dyken, first time we've called his name, the Bozeman, Montana native, has been on the floor a couple times today in the late going, number 20. There's Provenzano, would love to get it under 30, skips underneath to Miller, and Graham Miller will lay it up and in. 41.8 seconds left, and this has got to be a weekend that the Clan take as a huge teaching moment, because if they don't, it's wasted. 2 decisive losses at home. Quality competition, but nonetheless, take those losses to heart and see what you can't do as you head down to Ellensburg. You've got 3 straight road games ahead, so it's not going to be easy. As the clock now ticks down to 10 seconds. They're just going to let it run out here, and that's going to be the final score here tonight. 94-66, the final score, as the Seattle Pacific Falcons come to Burnaby Mountain and leave with a decisive victory over the Simon Fraser Clan. Thanks again to everyone on our Clan TV crew for your expert job. We love the replays we got tonight. Really got inside the basketball game. And our thanks as well as always to producer Gabe Lynn for everything he does on Clan TV. I'm Howard Samura bidding you farewell. We'll be back with you again here next week on Thursday, 7 o'clock, as the Simon Fraser Clan women's basketball team returns home from Alaska to face Western Oregon right here on Clan TV.